A clinically dead woman talks about the afterlife. This is a true event recently, and I have heard this from the woman that was clinically dead and was in a coma after that for a month and a half. I never knew her, but she came to she came to our church, and she was sitting in the garden outside one evening, and we spoke, and she told me that she had a little bit of a lisp when she was speaking. She said, "I'm sorry about the way I speak, but I was clinically dead, and I was in a coma for a month and a half." And she said, "I was not even faithful before that, but after that, I'm in love with our Lord Jesus Christ. He is so beautiful," she said. "I saw him. He spoke to me. And when he saw me when I was not in this world, he was very saddened by my actions, and he was even crying," she said. And she said that she also saw the Mother of God. And she was in tears when she was explaining to me how beautiful he was to her. He just says he has the most beautiful eyes. And she was, of course, glorifying God. And it was a miracle that she was alive. So she was sent back to, of course, tell people that he does exist. So there is a paradise, but there is also the opposite of paradise. Now, another woman who wished to remain anonymous, spoke about the sensations during a clinical death after a car accident. By the way, the woman that was telling me this, that I recently met, she was also in a car accident. Now, this woman, the second woman here, was in a car accident. This is reported by the Express edition. A woman named Faith had an accident in Iraq. After the victim woke up in the hospital a few days later, she said that during clinical death she experienced an incomprehensible feeling. Faith said that she saw her lifeless body and the wreckage of the car, after which she went, as she believes, to heaven. She wrote about her feeling to the Afterlife Research Foundation. She said, "I looked at everything from above. I saw my body covered in blood and people who tried to remove it from the car. Everything I wrote about cannot be described in words. I was surrounded by bright light. It was such a calm, warm feeling that people living on Earth simply cannot imagine. It was as beautiful as the colors of the rainbow, but much brighter. I was surrounded by a landscape of green hills," Faith said. She noted that she heard calm music that was not like anything she had heard before. Some researchers believe that such visions are a scientifically explainable phenomenon that is not evidence of an afterlife. Dr. Sam Parnia of Langone School of Medicine, New York, USA, explained, "People describe the feeling of a bright, warm, welcoming light that draws them towards them. They describe the feeling of meeting deceased relatives. They often say that they did not want to go back to life, that is. This light attracts them like a magnet." Now, according to Parnia, many describe the feeling as if they are separating from their bodies and watching the doctors and nurses working on their bodies from the outside. According to the scientists, there is a scientific explanation for this reaction. The brain scans itself as a survival technique. Neuroscientist Christoph Koch, president and chief scientist of the Allen Brain Research Institute, also tends to attribute posthumous experiences to natural brain mechanisms rather than supernatural causes. Death occurs as a result of irreversible loss of brain function when the brain lacks blood supply, ischemia, and oxygen, anoxia. The patient faints and his or her electrocephalogram becomes flat, Koch said. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.